Leading the way in election coverage. Hot 7 TV. Election Central.
On the road!
What don't for the
I just did B-roll. Oh, here we go. How many years you suffering? I'm not having you. How many years you suffering?
Have gone through the process. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very excited, I'm feeling very hopeful, I'm feeling very optimistic. I'm surrounded here with some of my supporters, including my dad. So we're very positive. I know that is the energy we have in our camp. And we know that we've been running a good campaign and the issues resonate with the people. So we're very hopeful of the outcome.
Some people have questioned the seriousness of the National Green Party and the seriousness of your campaign. How do you respond to those questions?
Well, in terms of seriousness, there's a saying that when you're serious, what do? You put your money where your mouth is, right? There you go.
The man of the hour, the man of the moment, Mr. Stevenson King, how are you feeling? You've completed the process.
Well, I must indicate that it's mixed feelings for a number of reasons. After so many years in the UWP, for the first time contesting the election as an independent candidate, for the first time. Also, because of COVID protocols, it is a lonely feeling because it meant that my chairperson couldn't have attended. Those who endorsed me couldn't have participated, and my energetic brigade of the patriots have been allowed to stand on the roadside and to wait my exit. So it's a mixed feelings and mixed emotions, and I believe that notwithstanding, this is really the beginning of a new dawn in the politics of St. Lucia.
All right, we want to get a little bit of the reaction from the Blue Wave. So, Mr. King, I'm going to walk with you as you make your way to your supporters. I want to get a little bit of the feel of the blue hype and the Blue Wave. So, as we walk to Mr. King's supporters, Mr. King, I'll just ask you about your competitor in the race, Janine Girodi McIntyre. Some political pundits say she's riding the coattails of her father, hoping that will clinch her the win. What say you to that?
Well, of course, her very first statement spoke about her father and myself. Of course, I noticed with Henry Girodi. And she has, in the constituency, really has no foundation in the constituency. So she speaks about her father with the hope that the people will rise up to the occasion in support of her because of her father. But, you know, many of the people who are out there today, who are chanting, who are talking about the Blue Wave, they don't know about Henry Girodi. While he was a good man, he was a great party person, he founded the party, they certainly don't understand.
All right, so we're going to take in a little bit of the Blue Wave. We're rounding up here. So whilst it's unheard of an independent candidate being victorious at the polls, we have Mr. Michael St. Catherine, who is extremely confident that he can be the one to make the difference. So today, nomination day, you've just finished signing. Tell us what today means to you.
Well, today means the start of change in Mico North. Mico is at a point where we need better representation, and Mico is excited about change, and I want to be the one to lead the change. That is why I've presented myself as an independent candidate. There are other options, But the mood on the ground is that there's need for change. I sense the mood, and I want to provide Miku with the opportunity, the options to change. So either and I am confident that Miku, by virtue of my history, by virtue of the fact that I was born in Miku, raised in Miku, played in Miku, and now I'm, as a legal professional, I work also in Miku. Miku people know of my work, they know of me, and they know of the direction that I want to take Miku. So that is why I'm confident, and I will always remain confident that I am the best to take Miku forward.
Now, as you mentioned, your main goal is bringing change to Miku.
Yes.
Now, on the day that you launched as an independent candidate officially, one of the messages you gave was that both the SLP, the St. Lucia Labour Party, and the United Workers' Party, that they've been doing the same thing over and over, making the same mistakes, and so regardless of Mr. Norbert's popularity, it's just the same pattern that is being followed, and so he's not the one to bring change, but you are. Yes. So tell us exactly how you plan on bringing that change to the community.
Well, the change will start with introducing many initiatives, many projects into the community. We are not going to operate and to deal with some of the old problems that has existed for over 30 years, that we all know of. The problem in your extension, we know the problem with the jetty. We'll deal with these things very early, but the package is that we are going to ensure that there's work in Miku, provide work, improve the justice system in Miku. We have no courthouse in Miku. We have to hustle all the way to Dennery for a simple case. And all this saying, easy justice helps our community. That is where you have to start. And so these are the programs that we're going to be putting in place, dealing with the old problems once and for all, and then ensuring that the various initiatives are put in place to engender activity. We want to develop a little tourism industry in Miku. And that is my vision, that we have to do, bringing activities into the community to improve the community. I am tired of hearing that, Miku is poor, and so that is why I have decided to come in, because I have to make my contribution to the development of my people.
And finally from me, you've officially signed on the dotted line. Yes. So give a word to the people of Miku, your final word to let them know that you are the man for the job. What do you have to say to them to get them to vote for you on the 26th of July?
Well, what I have to say to Miku, that Miku know me. Miku know of my work, they know of my experience, and they know of my connection with them. As a footballer, I played at every level of football in Miku. I transitioned into a professional, and I've always been with Miku. That's why I want Miku to trust me. Trust the person, Michael St. Catherine, because Michael St. Catherine has been there with you. Don't ignore a lot of the old talk. The old talk is simply to distract you. But Michael, from day one, has been a genuine person who has always wanted to bring change. I brought change to football. I want to bring change at a higher level to Miku North.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, Mr.
Right.
Michael St. Catherine, confident that as an independent candidate, he is the one to unseat the incumbent Gail Rigobert and become the next minister for Miku North.
To the resource center, we go. Annually, this year for election, for Labour, I voting. I'm not voting for no flabo. 5 years I suffering. I see flabo choking. Money disappearing. They give you money, just vote them out. I cannot take it, just vote them out. JP Prime Minister, put a flabo flat down. That's it.
Whether the Prime Minister will allow one of his ministers to say, opposition members have just begun to cry, and effected by firing 90%, by firing 100% of the nice bullets, and making the point that they are lucky because they put 90% of fire because they were their party supporters. It's the Prime Minister who can allow one of his ministers to say that if you do not support the government, you ought not to get anything for your constituency. The people have the opportunity now to decide, and they will decide on the basis of July. But a party can offer you a government of transparency, a government of inclusion, a government where, under my watch, none of my ministers will do that. We will never have a virtual letter. We will never be in conflict with the National Trust. We will never say that Johnny Compton couldn't get a job just because I say so. But the government of the party will not get involved in that.
BJP! Where you go? Where you flag? Put up your flag. BJP! Where you flag? BJP! 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 BJP!
Multipurpose Center, where the incumbent, Alan Shasley, has just descended to seal the deal and sign his name on that dotted line. He was joined by a number of his supporters, and they descended in an orderly and peaceful manner, shaking hands with his opponent, Gideon Ferdinand, as he made his way up to meet his supporters. Now, as you can remember, in the last general election, Ferdinand lost his seat by over 1,000 votes to Mr. Shasley, and this year Shasley is hoping to clinch victory in the same manner yet again.
Other than that, you don't get.
First of all, my praise to the Lord for His guidance, His strength over the last 5 years. Secondly, to my family for their support. My wife and my 2 children are here with me today. And most importantly, my constituents. They have been absolutely amazing the last 5 years. And together we're making history for Micoud South. I mean, we're very proud of what we've achieved. And the work continues. You know, we want to continue working, we want to finish the job that we've started, not only here for Micoud South, but in the South. Too many young persons were having to migrate up north to be able to get a job. And so a big part of the campaign and the promise that we made in our first 5 years was to change that. And we're seeing thousands of young people now having jobs in the South. We're seeing construction taking place. We're seeing renewed faith in the South with the airport, the St. Jude's Hospital, the new water project, the cruise ship terminal, and some of the hotels that are coming into the South. So it's a very, very exciting time for us. I never take anything for granted. I'm certainly never going to take the people from this constituency for granted. We're going to continue to work and act from day one as if we have to regain everybody's confidence. And I think so far the reaction that we've seen, people are very satisfied with the work that has been done. And certainly no change is required, and I think everybody has bought into the idea of moving forward and to keep working. This has been unprecedented. The improvement in the healthcare center in Deriso, the new Blasha Community Center, right here, the new football field in Deriso with the lights, the roads that have gone in, the water improvement projects that have taken place, the improvement in the school system that we've had here. But as I said to you, the big one really is the jobs in the South. I mean, this is what persons really wanted to see their rep do, and this is something that I'm very proud that I think that uniquely I was in a position to be able to do.
nothing different except that this time around it's not about the excitement, it's business. We're here, nomination and my team, and we normally have all our noise. We'll make the noise later, but this is business. We've learned from 5 years ago, and it's not about noise, it's about the numbers.
So is this a general stance of the St. Lucia Labour Party, a quiet confidence?
Yes, I think we have to be very careful that we don't become complacent. We know that the momentum is with us. We know this government is the most unpopular ever, but we know how they operate. They understand how to win, they understand election day, and we have to make sure that our guards are not let down. This has changed. Miku North and South are no longer viewed as seats that will polarize. These seats have become marginal seats, and as you've seen in Miku North, Jeremiah Norbert has brought a certain level of excitement and energy into the constituency. And in Miku South, I've remained myself very focused, very quiet, but I'm doing the work. And so after this election, nobody is going to consider these two Miku seats as polarized. They will realize that these seats have become marginal and these seats are red. Well, the constituents have seen the issues for the last 5 years. They've had a chance to analyze and evaluate the work of this government. The Prime Minister came in on his high horse with a load of promises, did not deliver. He has had 5 years plus, and he's still coming back with more promises, having not delivered on the previous promises. So I think the people have seen what he's made of. They don't have to fantasize now. They've seen the real man. And I think they're in a position to judge. They've also seen my work on the ground in the last 5 years as someone out of government, a member of the Senate, working with them in the community, and they now can evaluate more objectively what they've seen. So right now, it's a different kettle of fish. It's not 2016. There is no mystery to this man, and there's no mystery to me either. They've seen us for what we are, and now they're ready to make a decision. Excited, elated, confident, and relaxed.
So what does this day mean to you?
This is a day of reckoning. This is a day when the people of Miku South will correct the errors that they made in 2016 and elect a Labour Party candidate to join Jeremiah Norbert in Miku North in the government of St. Lucia.
Now, this community, this constituency is well known for being a United Workers' Party stronghold. Yes. How confident are you that you can finally unseat a UWP candidate?
Because we've done the groundwork, because we've been strategic, and now we know where we are in this campaign. This is why I know that this election result will be different.
There you have it. A very confident Mr. Vivian Ferdinand, hoping to unseat Alan Shastay to become one of the first St. Lucia Labour Party candidates to win this constituency in decades. Rochelle Gonzalez for the Hot 7 TV News, Election Central.
Leading the way in election coverage, Hot 7 TV, Election Central.